enjoying every second of life. So don't allow thoughts or your current situation to consume you, and prioritizing yourself, incorporating self-care, and going after what you want and chasing your dream, giving yourself grace. It's okay that you didn't get the job. Live life for you. Just getting right with God or whoever you believe in spiritually. What's good, YouTube? My name is Tamon Frisby and I'm back here with another video. And if you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This video is basically what I wish I knew 6 months ago, and this is like a new video idea that I wanted to start. I haven't seen nobody do this yet, so I feel like it's kind of new, and it's basically just gonna be like me just recapping on like the past 6 months in my life, and just basically, you know, giving y'all a life update, but also telling y'all what I wish I knew 6 months ago. Right now, today is October 7th, and I'm gonna be going all the way back to about April. And at this point, I was in college at this time, just didn't even know what I got going on. So I feel like this will really be a good video for me to also, you know, reflect and look back at everything that, you know, how I was thinking back then to where I'm at now. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. So I think one of the main points that I would like to talk about, enjoying every second of life. Within these past 6 months, I swear, like, I've just seen people that you would just never expect. And this is just to go, you never know when someone's time is gonna pass, but it's just the people that you would just never expect, you know. And I've lost a lot of people, not necessarily family members, you know, but just people that I knew of and people that I genuinely knew, people that I went to school with, people from back home. You know, a lot of people are unfortunately losing a lot of lives in the most saddest and most tragic ways. That's just something that I'm just trying to, you know, incorporate into my daily life. Like when I wake up, I pray before I go to sleep, and I just thank God for, you know, just always waking me up and just, you know, giving me another day to start over. Whether I'm in the worst predicament, I'm going through something, you know, we still have another day to do something, make a difference, you know, and just be here, you know, and just, I don't know, like these past 6 months, I just know that you just can't take nothing for granted. Like this life thing, you just cannot take for granted, because you just never know when it's gonna be your time. And it's just so crazy, you know, the way things happen. And that's just something that I wanna just let y'all know. And for anybody who's watching this, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of whether it's you're at your highest, you're at your lowest, you're still here. You know, you're breathing, you're walking, you're talking, you can hear this video. You're here, you know, and sometimes not everybody's circumstances are the best, but you're still here. And that's just something I'm trying to, you know, instill daily, even in the people around me, you know, just appreciate life and just enjoy every second of the day, because again, you never know when this life is going to say it's your turn, you know? So now that we done talked about basically, you know, just enjoying every second of life and just being appreciative of that, the next point I want to go into is, so don't allow your thoughts or your current situation to, you know, consume you. And again, 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago, this was maybe, again, summertime, just like a month or two after graduation. I think, again, I even said this in one of my videos too, like just me being home was just one of the most depressing situations I feel like I've ever been in. Not even necessarily because I was home, I just felt very stagnant, and I felt like that was end all be all where I was at, and I didn't really have no motion. Like, and motion is, you know, everybody has their own definition of motion. And motion for me is you don't have nothing going on, you're not doing anything, you know. And again, me being in school, I was so used to doing everything. I had this set up, I was doing this, I was, you know, I just had stuff going for me. And when I was home, even graduating, you know, I'm a fresh graduate with a bachelor's degree, no job lined up, nothing, you know, I didn't really have nothing going for myself, and I was just stuck. And I felt like, because I didn't have nothing, I was nothing, you know? And I feel like, I see this in a lot of grads, and a lot of people are speaking up more about it. That's why I say, don't allow it to consume you, and don't let your thoughts get in your head and your current situation to, you know, really belittle anything that you have going for yourself or who you are. You know, you just graduated, you're a college graduate. And this is something I had to say to myself also, like, you just graduated college. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to graduate college. So, you know, you gotta give yourself grace in that aspect that, again, you just graduated college. But even then, it doesn't necessarily have to pertain to my situation of graduating college, but I know that some people are in predicaments where they feel like they're not doing enough, or they could be doing more, or they're just not where they want to be, and then they allow their thoughts to get the best of them, and just a lot of negativity, just things like that, and they allow it to consume them, and then they hit their version of rock bottom. So say that to say, don't allow it to consume you. Take everything day by day. Some days may be longer than others, some days may feel longer than others, but take everything with a grain of salt and just keep going regardless of what it looks like, because again, I say this to say, I thought that me being home, I didn't have anything going for myself, and I didn't necessarily know how I was going to get out of that, but all it took was a little sign from God, a plane ticket, and and now here I am. Not saying again that where I'm at now is best of the best, but I'm not where I was, and now I have something else to look forward to, because now I'm in a better direction to where I was. So I just say that to say, don't really allow your situation or your current stance to consume you with those negative thoughts and things like that, because you just never know what could happen the following week or that following month, and as long as you keep going and you try your best every day, it'll change eventually. You just gotta truly believe it and speak it and believe it. So going into my next point, I want to talk about prioritizing yourself and, really incorporating self-care into your lifestyle. And I think the thing about self-care, we always think that self-care is, maybe getting a haircut or getting your hair done or manicure and pedicure and things like that. All these things that require spending money. And I realized not all self-care is spending money. Putting your phone on D&D all day and just sleeping all day, that's a form of self-care. Or taking a walk, or just something that caters to you, something that puts you in a better predicament. That's my definition of self-care. That's something that puts you in a better position mentally or physically, or something that doesn't revolve you to an environment that's putting you back in that negative space. And I really say that because I felt like I didn't really get the importance of self-care, because I thought that self-care again was always requiring spending money or doing things. And granted, that's a good thing. You're taking care of yourself, and that's a form of self-care. But it's other really types of self-care that you can incorporate to really take care of yourself and disconnecting for the day. Just not talking to nobody, or just really taking time to get back to you, who you are, who you are at your best self. Where you're smiling and you're laughing and you're just feeling good about life and just things like that. Really prioritize yourself. Sometimes we can be the giver, and this is for my givers. People who always make time for everybody, and at the end of the day, they forget about themselves. Or people who just do so much for everybody else that when it's time for you, you feel like it's nobody there for you. Prioritize yourself. Really, really prioritize yourself. And I really just say that to say also, because I feel like that was me. And I feel like you can only give but so much. You can only give but so much, because you got to think about it. You give all you got, and it's time for you to pick yourself back up. You have nothing left to give, and now you done put yourself in a predicament where it's like you have nothing to give. So now again, you got everybody who's needing you again, and you're giving them 50% or 25% because you forgot about you. So sometimes you really just gotta prioritize yourself and really, invest in you, incorporate self-care. And again, not all self-care is about spending money, but don't forget about you at the end of the day. And that was something that I had to really realize. And again, 6 months ago, even in back to school, and even when I was home, I was just doing everything for everybody. And I'm just like, what about Tamon? What about me? And that's something that, again, and I do it now sometimes. So if anybody if I get to a point where I'm just not feeling it, or I need to get myself back together, nobody will hear from me. You won't see me. I won't be posting, none of that, because I'm taking that time to get myself together. Granted, I'm not going to go MIA. People check me, hey, you good? Yeah, just taking some time for myself. And the people who understand that, they'll understand it. People who don't, then I don't know if that's really, the best people for you. But those who get it will really understand, and definitely prioritize yourself, because in order to keep going, you need you. So prioritize you. So now that we done talked about prioritizing yourself, the next thing that I want to go into is going after what you want and chasing your dream. Like, bruh, 6 months ago, I was in school. Like, I just turned 22 because it's in April and that was my birthday. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, but I've had interest in things like, who would have knew that I'd end up in Atlanta, And this all just happened off the strength of me hitting my version of rock bottom and me at my lowest and not having everything I want and just me, doing what everybody else said and, just not really figuring out what I wanted and forgetting the dreams that I had, like again, so I have the dreams to be a influencer, a successful influencer, a successful YouTuber, an actor, a model, a creative director, all these things. And I'm not even gonna say dreams anymore because I am these. I am all these things I'm saying. I am already an influencer. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a model. I'm an actor. I'm a creative director. I'm all these things already. Maybe I just don't have the I'm not gonna say clout because I feel like clout has such a negative connotation to it, but I don't have the audience that I want yet. But all these things that I'm trying to be, I already am, like that's just a part of my manifestation as well. Going back to, just chasing your dreams. So anybody who has anything they want to do, anything they, anything you genuinely want to do, like what sparks interest in you, like what gives you that fire in you that makes you want to go after it. Like, again, like I never would have knew that I would end up in Atlanta out of all places, and since I've been here, like as y'all seen, that just happened. I was at the BET Hip Hop Awards, and as y'all seen prior to, I was at Revolt World, and I've been meeting all these celebrities and networking and, trying to build my platform and staying consistent in YouTube and things like that, and it's just like, things will work out once you start going after your dreams, once you start chasing it. Yes, the beginning is always the hardest. It's always the doing it. It's always the starting. It's always that beginning stage, but once you just stick with it and you stay consistent and you find your routine, you'll find joy in knowing that one day it'll pay off. And again, I know I'm not where I want to be, but I know that in a year, well, in 6 months, a year, 2 years, some point, I know eventually I'm gonna have everything that I said I already had, and that's just how I look at things now. So whatever you want, don't be afraid to go after it, do it with intention. Keep God or whoever you believe in spiritually, keep them involved, and just do it for you. Like, no, at the end of the day, this is something that you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life. You only got one life to live, and make the best out of it. So if you have a dream or anything, if you needed a sign to get up and go do something, this is it. Go after what you want and really do it. Do it to the best that you can, because at the end of the day, I'd rather you try and fail than not try at all and regret it. That's my biggest thing. We have no time to live in regret. So if you got something that you want to do, something that's sitting on your heart, bruh, go after your dream. Go after your dream. Go after what you want, and don't let nobody get in your head and stop you. So now that we talked about basically chasing a dream and all that, my next point that I want to go into is basically just giving yourself grace. This is something that I still need to incorporate in this day, in this very second as I'm saying this. This is something I need to incorporate into myself, is just giving yourself grace. And I feel like every month that's led up to this very second, I've been struggling to give myself grace, just because I'm the type of person to feel like no matter what I'm doing, I'm not doing enough, and I know that a lot of people deal with the same things, from my perfectionists and my overthinkers and people who just feel like they have something to prove. Give yourself grace, and it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but you really have to, or you're gonna drive yourself crazy. And I feel like that's another reason why I was so low mentally, even when I was home, because I wasn't giving myself enough grace, or I wasn't, I was always attacking myself, or you're not doing enough, or you could be doing this, or why aren't you out? Like so many things that was just corrupting my mind and my spirits, when I really should have just been giving myself grace and just taking a break. Like, for, again, the people who feel like they have something to prove, or, they just want so much out of life. We work so hard to where we overwork ourselves. And I definitely can say that that was me for a while. It was it's something that we don't really see until somebody catches it for us. And my circle and people who would just, who I would talk to about what I would go through and things like that, they would all say the same thing. Give yourself grace. Like, you're just too hard on yourself. And again, I know so many people that's like this. That's why I'm trying to, and even to this day, I'm still trying to do it, but I'm trying to let other people know, give yourself grace. Like, it's okay to give yourself grace. It's okay to stop for just 2 seconds and be like, I did this. Even if it's getting out of bed, I got out of bed today. People who go through things, sometimes you really hit your lowest point, and it's something as much as getting out of the bed can be a lot, because I'm telling you, I've been there. So definitely incorporate that into your lifestyle. If you ever catch yourself, overthinking too much, or you're just giving something too much thought and it's just bringing you down mentally and spiritually, you're just, give yourself grace. Take a step back and reflect on everything that you've done and everything that you're trying to do, and just give yourself grace in the fact that you're doing something. Give yourself grace in the fact that you're better than yesterday. You know, every day is another day for self-improvement. So just give yourself more grace and don't really, work yourself up or get your anxiety up or get frustrated because things aren't going your way right now or you don't have too much going on. Just relax, calm it, cool it, and just give yourself grace. So now that we done talked about giving yourself grace, I think this is going to hit for my college grads, for anybody who just graduated college. It's okay that you didn't get the job right after school. I say that to say because again, 6 months ago, I was just about to graduate college and I'm like, oh, like I don't have a job. I got to do this and that. Like I'm just wearing myself out, applying to all these jobs, and granted, still didn't graduate with the job, and I beat myself up for a long time just thinking about how I wasted my time in college. I started, just tearing myself down and things like that because again, it's expected. You go to college, you get this, you spend all this time in school to learn about this, and you're supposed to graduate with a job. Then you get a salary and you're working, things like that. That's expected. That's what's shown. That's what's talked about the most. But that didn't happen for me. So I was thinking, well, what's wrong with me? And then I started, I started overthinking all these things, and it's okay. It's okay if you didn't get the job, Some people who don't get a job for a year, 2 years, and again, it's okay. I feel like sometimes we look at social media and we look at society and we just compare ourselves to, people who we did graduate with and people who do have the jobs and people who are doing all these things. But at the end of the day, they're not you. And that's something that I really had to sit back and like, okay, Tamon, like, you didn't get the job, now what? You got to put yourself in that mindset. Like, don't play victim, but don't victimize yourself to the point where it's like you're the reason why nothing's going your way because it's just the way life works. And again, that was me for a while. I was blaming myself for things or saying I did this wrong and this and that. No, it just didn't happen, and you can't go back now, I feel like that's something also is just living in the past. You can't live in the past. So if you didn't get the job, it's A-okay. On to the next. What's next? As long as you keep working, keep applying, keep doing something to maybe get the job that you want, and that's all that matters. And I'm looking back, bro, I don't even want a job in my major. Like, well, I do, but like, I feel like what was expected at my school was to get it within like some news company or some things like that, anchor and news and things like that. That's not me. I don't want to do that. So if I don't have to get a job in that, like that was the ideal job, me leaving out of school, I don't care. Like that's not what I want. Like, bro, that's not me. I don't want that. I want to be self-employed. I want to be able to, make videos and get paid from that. I want to be able to, if I want to collaborate with a brand and they pay, like that's the type of work that I want to do. I want to be an influencer. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an actor. I want to be a model. I want to be a creative director. That's the only things that I'm going to be working on. So that's the only things that I'm going to be working towards. And if it doesn't fit the description, then it wasn't for me. And I think the aesthetic of what mass communications is, it was pushing for that. And I didn't get that. And that just shows that it wasn't for me, I say that to say because, again, I know that it's depressing, very depressing. It's discouraging. It's just so much that you work so hard to get this degree and you can't even get a job with a degree. I'm telling you, it's A-okay. You're not the only one going through it. It's okay that you didn't get the job, but as long as you're working toward whatever you want to do at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So going into my next point, live life for you. Don't live it for nobody else. Live life for you. I say that to say because I feel like in these last 6 months, I was living for everybody else besides me. And I really experienced that when I graduated and I was home. Like that entire time period, I wasn't living for me. I was literally doing everything that everybody else said. And it wasn't like oh, you need to be doing this and that. I'm just, oh, can you help me do this? Or can you do this? It's like that. And I'm like, oh, what about me? What do I want to do? I was never really living for myself. I was just conforming to the environment I was around and everyone in it and just doing what they wanted me to do, And I think that's another reason why I was so down mentally, just because it was nothing that I like, I feel like sometimes we find ourselves in our best states when we're doing things that cater to us, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever. And again, for a while, I was never really living for me. And I think that's what was really getting me the most. And I'm just like, bro, something gotta give. So I just say that to say, bro, live for you. And if you ever find yourself in a predicament where you're living for somebody else, or you're doing things just because somebody else wants you to do it, bro. Yes, you could be a helping hand to whoever needs it, or do this and all that. But at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. It's your decisions. It's what you do. And sometimes not everybody might agree with you. Not everybody might believe in you. Not everybody might support you. But at the end of the day, if you're living for you, that's all that matters. Even going back to when I was talking about chasing your dream, bro, live for you. Live for what you want. So whatever you want to do, whether it can be the most craziest thing in the world, but if it's what you like, that's what you like, And again, you're gonna have your people who stick beside you regardless. You're gonna have the people that shy away. And you want the people to go ahead and shy away early, because when it's time for you to reap the benefits of whatever you wanted to do, bro, keep those around you who appreciate you for doing what you wanted to do. Live for you, and especially those people who are like the glue to their family. I know sometimes you can forget about yourself because you're doing XYZ. Again, you're not really living for yourself, bro. I don't know. Like, you can take your time with it, but I feel like today, in today's age, and where we're at now, where we're going as a world, bro, live for you. There's so many walks of life that's going on right now, and just live for you. Live for you, not for anybody else, not for what anybody says, what everybody gotta think of you. Forget what anybody gotta think of you, bro. Just live for you, and be intentional with everything. Just live for you. Now that we done talked about living for you and not nobody else, I think this is probably one of the biggest things that not even that I wish I knew 6 months ago, but I wish I was doing. And again, it's nothing that was out of the ordinary, but I just wish it was where it was 6 months ago. But just getting right with God or whoever you believe in spiritually. But 6 months ago, I was religious. I believe in God and I was things like that, but the relationship wasn't where it was now. I'm not even saying like it's at its best right now, because it's definitely a lot of things that I could be working on, but it's way closer and way better than before. Now I pray before anything. Anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed, anytime regardless of what's going on, like if I just got an accomplishment, if I did anything, I'm thanking God and thanking Jesus for whatever, because without God, I swear, nothing is possible. Like, and he really showed me that if you keep your faith in him, then he can make anything happen for you. He can make anything happen for you. And 6 months ago, again, it wasn't where it needed to be. And I feel like sometimes that's maybe why I was going through so many things. That's maybe why I had that time period of depression, because I had to realize that he was the only one that I could rely to. I would talk to so many friends about what I had going on, and they would just give me an advice for the moment. And sometimes not everybody can heal your situation. You shouldn't look to all your friends to, heal your situations, but give me advice for the moment, and I would feel, better in that moment. But I go in the house and I'm by myself again, and and I'm just thinking the same things, and somebody who really, got me out of that was God. Get right with whoever you believe in spiritually. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Even going back to the self-care tip. Self-care isn't just about spending money. It's about investing in yourself, whether it's financially, yes, it can be, but mentally and spiritually investing in yourself, whoever you believe in, really take pride in it, and lean on them, because again, you need something to pick you up, and God picked me up all the time, it's hard to say in words, but I'm telling you, it's just something you have to experience. But I'm glad that I've had those experiences and I'm able to, share it for the next person and things like that. But definitely, if you need somebody to lean on, get right with God. Get right with God, because he's waiting on you. He wants you to, he's just a man with the plan. And your plan, he's probably waiting for you to come right and get right with him. And so that's something that also I needed. He needed me to go through a few things to find him again. So I say that to say, get right with God, because I'm telling you, once you get right with him, everything's gonna change. Everything. And that pretty much wraps up our video. So I hope that y'all really took something away. I hope that y'all learned something from this. This will be a video that I, continue to do maybe every 6 months, just as far as a life update, and even going to a life update just to give y'all really quick. Life is good. Life is good, and I just say that to say, because again, I'm just appreciative that I'm here, that I'm breathing, I'm walking, I'm talking, and I'm able to put out a video like this regardless of what my situation looks like. Now, is it the best? Is it my most ideal? No, but I'm working towards what I want in life. So far, Atlanta, I'm just so grateful that I made this move. I feel like God is really working on me, working through me, and just putting me in a path, or putting me on a path to where, you know, I can just reach my true potential. Page is growing. We almost at 600 subscribers. Better than I was. I'm definitely better than I was. I'm working now, so I'm putting money back in my pocket. Again, is it my most ideal job? No, but it's a job. Really grateful for where I'm at right now, and I know that I'm only going up, and you know, and I know it's gonna take some time for me to get where I want to go, but rest assured, I'm telling y'all, with these updates, I'm gonna just give y'all a little life update every time, and pretty much it for my life update. I just know that I'm good mentally. I'm in a great space. I'm surrounded by a good influence. I have a great family and just a good group of friends around me. Right now where I'm at, the grass is definitely greener. It's definitely greener over here. So that's pretty much it for the life update, and that's pretty much it for this video as well. I hope y'all really like this, because again, I'm trying to be consistent with this YouTube thing, and I'm really trying to figure out, you know, what videos to give y'all other than vlogs. So yeah, make sure you leave a like if you really like this video. Comment, let me know what y'all want. Let me know what you thought about this video. Interact with me, and subscribe, man. Join the mafia and become one of the mobsters. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate y'all. And until the next video, peace.